I definitely recommend it if you like World War II history, or if you just like reading about the history of heroic men. What the hell are you talking about? You need to get better at video making. This is unbelievably bright. Got a bit better lighting. I would in fact I will show you the setup now. So this is just a builder's sight light with one white sheet held in front of it to diffuse the lighting, because when I didn't have the sheet on it, it was spilling light all over my face. Oh, for the love of God. I tried to make a little something about this subject about a week ago, but I recorded it at this time as well. It's like 7:30 in the evening. And what I didn't realize, because I was sat here in it the whole time, is that by the end of the video the light was very different from the beginning of the video, because obviously the sun was setting and I was talking for about 20 minutes and realized that by the end of it I was near enough in complete pitch blackness. And the light that I was using, which is this little thing, barely did anything at all. I had it here. I wanted to talk quickly about what I'm currently reading. What are you currently reading at the moment? I'm not the best reader there ever was, so I sort of made it a mission in 2018 in January to try and read a book a month. It's currently April the 3rd and I'm 2/3 of one book down and 1/3 of another. So the book a month didn't really go according to plan. There's a quote that says, in 5 years time you'll be the exact same person you are now, except for the people that you meet and the books that you read. I'd like to double check that. Let me just pull it up. Okay, the quote is attributed to Charlie Tremendous Jones. Says, you'll be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. I think I've seen that quote attributed to somebody else in the past, so I'm not entirely sure that Charlie Tremendous Jones was the person who originated that quote. Somebody's attributed it to him.
You are the same today. You're going to be 5 years from now, except for two things: the people you meet, the books you read.
And I quite like it. So at the moment I've got 3 books on the go. One I read before I go to sleep every night, or most nights, and then there's 2 books that I read when I wake up in the morning. For my evening read, I wanted something that would give me a little bit of perspective and, you know, make me feel some gratitude for the things that I currently have. I find it very valuable in my life to focus on what I've currently got and be grateful for what I currently have. Running water, a place to sleep, a warm abode. So the book that I'm reading in the evening at the moment, bear with me, is Band of Brothers by Stephen E. Ambrose. Unbelievable story. I've mentioned Band of Brothers in videos past. I got quite obsessed with the TV show. I wouldn't call it a TV show. It was like a 10-part mini-series. It's such a good story, and I thought I would read the book, because even though I've seen the dramatization of it, this is the factual account taken from interviews with the actual soldiers of Easy Company. Unbelievable. There's a quote in it which... shall I find it? Can't find the quote. I'll find it here.
Even today, a real cold night, we go to bed and my wife will tell you that first thing I'll say is, I'm glad I'm not in Bastogne.
That was one of the quotes that stuck with me from the TV show. So when I'm tucked up nice and warm in bed, I like to read Band of Brothers at the moment. Makes me feel lucky that I have what I have, and I don't have to go and do what these men had to do. And then in the morning when I wake up, I like to try and read something which is gonna make me think about myself and life and try and be a better person. So the first thing that I read when I get up is one entry of The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. This is a great book. It's just 366 pages, one for each day of the year plus an extra. I don't know why I haven't got that far yet. Stoicism is something I've been quite interested in but haven't done a great deal of reading around. But the general idea is that you can be calm in the face of adversity. When times are good, you feel good, but when times are bad, you don't let it shake you. You don't let it affect the only thing that you have control of, which is your power over your thoughts and choices. So external things can be thrown at you, but if you're a good stoic, I think that might be the term. If you're a good stoic or you practice stoicism, you remember that external things don't necessarily matter. It's how you deal with them that matters. And I just really like that philosophy. You know, I think bad things are going to happen throughout life. They've certainly happened to me. They've happened to people I know. And before now, I've dealt with them very badly. But, you know, when you grow up, you get a little bit of perspective on things. And it's just a good read every day to give you a little bit of an alternate way of looking at things. April 3rd, deceived and divided. Circumstances are what deceive us, you must be discerning in them. We embrace evil before good, we desire the opposite of what we once desired, our prayers are at war with our prayers, our plans with our plans. This actually feels quite, well, very appropriate for me at the moment. I'm trying to get back on track with health and fitness and a good diet, and it's just not really working. So while I say I want something, and then my actions send me in the opposite direction, or a clear contradiction of the way I should behave if I want to get what I want, things like this feel handy to read. A woman says she wants to meet a nice guy and get married, yet she spends all her time around jerks. A man says that he wishes he could find a great job, but he hasn't actually bothered to do the looking. Business executives try to pursue two different strategies at the same time, and they are shocked when they succeed at neither. All of these people, just as is often true for us too, are deceived and divided. One hand is working against the other. As Martin Luther King Jr. once put it, there is something of a civil war going on within all of our lives. A war inside each individual between the good parts of their soul and the bad. The Stoics say that war is usually a result of our conflicting desires, our screwed up judgments or biased thoughts. We don't stop and ask, okay, what do I really want? What am I actually after here? If we did, we'd notice the contradictory and inconsistent wishes that we have, and then we'd stop working hard against ourselves. I put an extra word in there. And then we'd stop working against ourselves. That feels like a lesson I could really do with learning at the moment. So once again, one page every day, a very easy read. Wake up, get it done. Gives you something to think about as the day goes by. The second book that I'm reading in the morning at the moment, I don't have the jacket for. Jordan B. Peterson, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. I've watched a few of Jordan's lectures over the past year and a half probably, and I think he's an excellent speaker. He released this book just over Christmas, I think, so I was very excited to get it as a birthday gift from my brother, and I'm sort of 1.5 chapters in. Essentially, the breakdown is it's split up into 12 rules. I won't go into what these rules are at the moment because there's plenty of videos that do that. I just want to mention the book as it's something I'm currently reading. Rule 1 is stand up straight with your shoulders back. Essentially saying that physiology affects psychology, I suppose is the gist of it. If you stand up straight with your shoulders back, you are presenting yourself as somebody who's got their shit together, and you should feel like that more yourself. So yes, 3 books that I'm reading at the moment. Band of Brothers every night before I go to bed. 1 page of the Daily Stoic as soon as I wake up and have a cup of tea. And then as much as I can manage of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life before I go to work. What are you reading at the moment? I would love you to leave comments. I do like viewer interaction, and I'm trying to sort of grow this channel bit by bit by talking about things that I actually find interesting. I'd recommend every one of these books so far. The easiest read is the Daily Stoic because it's just 1 page per day. The second is Band of Brothers. It's just unputdownable, even though I do tend to put it down every night because I need to get some sleep. And Jordan Peterson is quite a tricky read. I find myself having to read over some paragraphs once or twice. I should read them once really, shouldn't I, as I'm reading the book, but twice because some of it tends to go over my head a little bit. Anyway, they're what I'm currently reading at the moment. Feel free to like and subscribe if you would like to do that. If not, no problem. Hope you got something out of this video. Have a wonderful week and happy Easter, belated.